What's up, everybody? It's Chris, and we're back with C-Dub Sports Cards. That's D-U-B, C-Dub Sports Cards. And today, we are doing a Mail Day update video. I got some random stuff in the last two Mail Day videos that I honestly didn't know that much about. And so I figured I would go and do some research about some of the stuff that I acquired in last week's Mail Day. So the first thing that I wanted to bring to our attention is I was looking through my random cards, my game-used memorabilia stuff, and I found what I think is an air card. Tell me what you guys think. Hot Materials, Timo Helbeling, a defender for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, as you can see, we have a swatch of orange jersey in it. I did some research. The Google AI bot told me that the Tampa Bay Lightning have never worn an orange jersey. I did see that there was an orange Steven Stamkos jersey that you could buy, but I don't think they ever actually wore it in a game, so I'm not really sure. The only hockey team that I can think of that wears orange as a primary color is the Philadelphia Flyers. So did Fleer. This is, by the way, a Hot Prospects card. So this is a Fleer card from 0506. So yeah, it's an older card. Tampa Bay hadn't been around very long then. They never wore an orange jersey, to my knowledge. Maybe he got traded from the Flyers and they had Flyers jerseys lying around. Maybe this is the jersey of the team he played for in Sweden, I'm guessing that is. He's a Swedish guy. I don't know. Tell me what you guys know about Tampa and orange jerseys, if anything. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting card. So, another thing that I found if you have family members or friends and they go to flea markets or they go to yard sales, garage sales, they probably pick you up random boxes of cards. My mom does it for me. Some of my friends do it for me. And I found this weird, well, I shouldn't say weird. I know what they are. They're minor league cards of the Columbus Clippers. They are a New York Yankees franchise. I don't know if they're AA or AAA. Doesn't really say anything at the back about what league they play in per se, or what state they're in. But if you guys know, it'd be great to leave it in the comments below. Inform me. I like to learn. But yeah, so we've got some cards from 93. Hensley Mullins. I remember he was a really big prospect. I think he was in 92 Donruss. He was one of the big guys to search for, maybe 91 Donruss. He was one of the big guys to search for sure. We got Hensley Mullins, Sam Militello, Stump Merrill, who was the manager. Stump Merrill also managed in the majors, I want to say, in the 70s and 80s. Then we have the complete set of 92. Ken Shanacki and Rick Down. Here's the coaches. And we got multiples. Royal Clayton, Francisco de Rosa, Mike Draper, Ed Martell. Oops, sorry, Ed. Sam Militello, David Rosario, Russ Springer. I think Russ Springer made the majors. Don Stanford, Jeff Johnson, Wade Taylor, Bob Wickman. Bob Wickman was the closer for the Cleveland Indians back in the day. Oh, I'm sorry, now the Cleveland Guardians. Heaven forbid we call them the Cleveland Indians. Dave Sachs. I wonder if he's related to Steve Sachs. He looks kind of old for the minor leagues. Bobby Desjardins. Torey Lavello. I don't think that's the guy that's a coach. There's Hensley Mullins again. David Silvestri. JT Snow. JT Snow is a very good major leaguer. An excellent defensive first baseman. I remember he started with the Angels in the major league, so obviously he got traded from the Yankees to the Angels. And I remember for a while he was a San Francisco Giant. JT Snow. Mike Humphries. Billy Massey. Gerald Williams. I think he made the majors. Davin Bond. Oh, now we're to 91. Davin Bond, Andy Stankiewicz, Royal Clayton, Dave Sachs, and David Bond again. Anyway, the point of these are, if you're from Columbus or you know anybody from Columbus and they'd like to have these, I would gladly send them to you. I have no attachment to them. But I just thought it was random. And, a box from a garage sale in California we received a complete set of Columbus Clipper cards. So this was something I didn't share on mail day. This was something I picked up a little while ago, and I didn't realize how big they were. Look at the size of these things. Like, here's a normal sports card for you. I don't know, what are these, like 5x7? Anyway, these are created by TCMA. They were one of those companies that printed a whole bunch of like best of the best baseball player sets in the late 70s and early 80s. This set is from 82. I'll show you the back in a minute. Anyway, there's Roberto Clemente. There's the back. Gives you a nice paragraph and gives you his career statistics. Then we got Sandy Koufax. I'm pretty sure this is Phil Rizzuto. Yep, Phil Rizzuto. We're going to do some trivia here. See if I know all these guys. Bob Feller is my guess. Bob Feller. Duke Snider. Great picture of Hank Aaron. Eddie Matthews. Roy Campanella. Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid. Is that Jim Bunning? Nope. Robin Roberts. Robin Roberts. Ooh, socks. Is that Nellie Fox? Nellie Fox. Indians pitcher. Bob Lemon? Early Win. Early Win. There's the Splendid Splinter. Teddy Williams. Warren Spahn. Jackie Robinson. Joe DiMaggio. Frank Robinson in his Cincinnati Red days. Yogi Berra. The Mickey Mantle. And Stan the Man Musial. So I got those like in a lot. I didn't pay a lot for them. Like, they're really cool. Beautiful pictures, but they're so big. I don't know like how to display them. I guess I'm going to have to get like some 5 or some big like 5x7 protectors. I don't know, maybe mount them on some sort of wall display. Like, does that count for my Hall of Fame collection? 1982? I don't really know if that's vintage. I don't really think it is vintage. I don't think it counts. But, I mean, it's so pretty. Like, I mean, the pictures are so nice, like, of vintage baseball players, some of the all-time greats. I don't know. I'm going to have to do something. They're really nice. I'm going to have to display them. So, first, I thought we'd get into the 60. I looked it up. This is the 61 Fleer all-time great set that I was talking about. And I did some research about it. And it turns out that it was put together in 2 sets. I'm not sure if they were done in packs or like in complete sets, kind of like the TCMA products or the products that you saw at Kmart and stuff are. So they were done in 2 sets. I don't think I have any of the Series 2. From what I can tell, the first set was like 90 cards, and the second set was like 60-something, which I know is kind of weird that the sets are different sizes. I don't know if they ran out of players. I don't know. 61 Fleer. Who knows what they were doing? So I don't have any of the Series 2 to my knowledge, but I do have a good chunk of the Series 1 guys, like I said, minus the big wigs, and I got most of these in one lot. You know, it was a decent price. I thought I paid like $1 a card for them. And like, you know, they're not all Hall of Famers, but they are all-time greats. And we'll just go through them real fast. Nick Altrock, Earl Averill, Home Run Baker, Jim Bottomley. Like I said, I really kind of like the design. You know, we got a flag at the bottom, we got the stars at the top, the American pastime. I really kind of like the design. Mordecai, 3-Finger Brown. Yes, he did really have 3 fingers. Max Carey. Jack Chesborough. Mickey Cochran. Eddie Collins. Earl Combs. Kiki Kyer. Howard Emke. Johnny Evers. Red Faber. Bob Feller. Jimmy Fox. I mean, you know, so I got some of the all-time greats. We got Jimmy Fox. We got Bob Feller. But we don't have, like, the best of the best. Those guys are the expensive guy. Ford Frick, who, you know, is, like, one of the, I think he was a commissioner. Frankie Frisch. Charlie Gehringer. Warren Giles, another commissioner, front office kind of guy. Lefty Gomez. Goose Goslin. Burley Grimes. Lefty Grove. Chuck Haffey. Jesse Haynes, Gabby Hartnett. Rogers Hornsby, there's one of the bigger guys. White Hoyt. Carl Hubble, one of the better older pitchers that'll be hard to get other places. Miller Huggins. Ban Johnson, another front office guy, I'm guessing. Walter Johnson, there's actually one of the bigger pitchers. I didn't actually know I had that, so that's a good one. I got Walter already. Ralph Kiner. Chuck Klein. Johnny Kling. Judge Landis, who I believe was another commissioner. Tony Lazzari. Dolph Luke, or Luque. Heine Manouche. Marty Marion. Big John McGraw. Bing Miller. Johnny Mostel. Bobo Newsom. Alfie Reynolds. Epa Rixey. Ed Roush. Red Ruffing. Joe Sewell. Al Simmons. George Sizzler. Fred Tony. Dazzy Vance. Big Ed Walsh. Lloyd Wainer. Paul Wainer. Zach Wheat. Jimmy Wilson. And Frank Chance. So I put those in numbered order. And like I said, there's probably about 75 there total from other places that I bought as well. Like I said, one lot was 60-something of them all by itself. And, you know, it is a 65, 64-year-old set. So I think I'm going to count it for now, you know, until I can afford tobacco era cards. That's what we're going to do. Now let's get to the most, well, okay. So I wanted to also give you some information about the 61 Fleer. So I looked at the PSA set registry. There are 22,000 of these graded, you know, all the different players. The most popular graded card is the Babe Ruth, which isn't surprising, which is over 1,000 examples. There's 2 PSA 10s of the Babe Ruth. They probably fetch good money. The majority were 7s. To compare, there are 392,554 61 tops graded baseball cards. So I don't know if that means if these are more rare. You know, like if people in the 60s didn't pick these up as much. I mean, rare doesn't necessarily doesn't nearly equate to value. You know, it needs to have demand. And obviously there's not, you know, nearly the demand for these. That's why the prices, you know, aren't the same. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. So there's only 22,000 of these graded and compared to 392,062 tops. Now let's get to the oddball stuff. Let's start with the Cricketeers. The Cricketeers to me were fascinating. It took me a while to figure out exactly what year they were from, to figure out exactly what I had. I have 47 of the 50 cards. There was 2 big guys back then. One of them's name was D.G. Bradman. I do not have the D.G. Bradman. Interestingly, the D.G. Bradman is the only card to ever be graded by PSA. They have graded 17 examples. All 17 were card 2 of D.G. Bradman. And I don't have D.G. Bradman. But anyway, I thought it was interesting. Like, in PSA's history, they have only graded 17 of these cards, which, and like I said, I don't have D.G. Bradman, which means these other 47 cards that I own have never been graded by PSA. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Tell me down below in the comments. So like, yeah, this was random 30s Cricketeers. And I got these in a bulk lot. I looked at it today. I paid $5 for these. $5. They're in pretty good shape. We'll look at the back too. We'll go through them real fast. We've got W.H. Woodfull. And there's the back. Carrera's Fine Quality Cigarettes, Acadia Works, London, England. B.J. Barnett. Nawab of Patootie. M. Leyland. C.V. Grammett. H.I. Eberling, G.O.B. Allen, T.B. Mitchell. It also says, I believe that's the team they play for below. So this guy's Derbyshire. But I mean, this card is in pretty good shape. It's a little off left to right, but and there's a little stain at the top. But these never been great. These have never been seen essentially by PSA. S.J. McCabe. S.J. McCabe is cleaner on the back. I mean, it's got a little edge wear at the bottom, or where it was peeled off of something, but whatever. W.A. Oldfield. L.O.B. Fleetwood Smith. E. Painter. W.H. Ponesfield. T.W. Wall. W.J. O'Reilly. W.E. Bowles. I don't know if you guys know anything about cricket. I've actually watched a cricket game once. I used to have Indian bosses. It's a game. It's kind of similar to baseball, but you have to bounce the ball. The thing you see here is called the wicket. If you bounce it and hit the wicket, it's a strike. It's a weird game that can go on for days. Yeah, days. But yeah, so it's very popular in England. It's very popular in Pakistan. It's very popular in India. It's probably popular in other places too. It's a strange sport though. That's all I can say. H. Sutcliffe. W.A. Brown. Yeah, tell me if you guys have ever seen a cricket match. Are any of you guys from England, like I said, or any of those other countries that I mentioned that have ever seen a cricket match? Interesting to hear from you guys down below in the comments. L. Darling. D.R. Jardine. W.R. Hammond. H. Veretti. E.A. Chipperfield. Yeah, like I mentioned, I have 47 of the total 50 cards, and only one has ever been graded. I don't have him, though. R.E.S. Wyatt. E.H. Bromley. H. Larwood. W. Vos or Vaki. A. Mitchell. E. Tinsley. F.R. Brown. There's the guy that's doing the pitching. That's probably not called pitching, but you get what I'm saying. Here's another guy pitching. G. Geary. M.W. Tate. E. Henderson. M.S. Nichols. A.J. Gregory. M.J. Turnbull. C.F. Walters. L.A.R. Peebles. R.W.V. Robbins. A.W. Carr. G.G. Macaulay. B.H. Valentine. Jazz Langridge. A.P.F. Chapman. C.J. Barnett. And G. Duckworth. So yeah, like I said, when I was doing my research, I thought it was fascinating that only one card from that whole set has ever been graded. And of course, that's the one I don't have. Anyway, now we'll move on to the actors and actresses. So this set is the 1938 Ogden Cigarettes Actors, Natural, and Character Studies. Yes, I know, that's quite the name. 556 have been graded. All of the whole set. It's also a set of 50. I have 48 of them, so I'm missing 2 of them. The most graded is Boris Karloff, which is one of the ones I'm missing. Boris Karloff was a superstar in that time in the acting world. He was the main guy in all the horror movies. He was Dracula. He was Frankenstein. He was a big deal. So the Karloff's been graded 95 times. The majority are 8s. Yeah, so this is also a not very popular set. 556 total graded. I only have one guy in the set whose name I even recognize, but we'll go over them all. These are actually really cool looking because they're in color comparatively. This was 38, so this was 2 years later. We got George Arliss, Elizabeth Berger, Douglas Bing, That's a really funny photo in the back. Edward Chapman, Mary Claire. Tell me if you guys ever heard of any of these people down below. I mean, obviously, I wasn't alive back then. I don't know most of these people. Faye Compton, Cecily Cortonridge. Here, we'll look at the back, too. At the top, it tells you actors, natural and character studies, the card number, and then a little bit about them. Then at the bottom, you have the Ogden cigarette commercial. Laura Cowie, Florence Desmond. Got 2 cards there. Edith Evans, Maurice Evans, Barbara Everett, Gracie Fields. For some reason, that name sounded familiar, but I'm not sure. So maybe I know 2. Jean Forbes Robertson, Carol Godner, Martin Green. I got 2 again. Louise Hampton, Sir Cedric Hardwicke. That's a great photo in the back. I wonder what movie that's from. This is also a great photo in the back. Robertson Hare or Hare. Gordon Harker, Sir John Martin Harvey. Now, I wonder if it says Sir, does that mean like he was knighted by the Queen? I thought that's what it meant. Richard Hearn. This is also a set from British, so most of these guys are probably European. Leslie Henson. Sir Seymour Hicks, another Sir. Jack Holbert, Kenneth Kent, Elsa Lancaster, Matheson Lang. So yeah, if you guys ever heard of any of these guys, please tell me down below what movie they were in and stuff like that. I'd love to know more about them. I haven't read the back of them yet. Charlie Lawton, Gertrude Lawrence. Also tell me down below of any oddball sets you've come across that you've bought or that you were fascinated by. I know a lot of people collect things besides sports cards, you know, other card-related materials. I know there's in like I think it's the Gaudy set in the 30s, there's like Indians and pirates, and some people like that more than the baseball cards. Evelyn Lay, Olga Lindo. I think it's funny that she's smoking. In the 30s, you get away with that. Ralph Lynn, Lucy Mannheim. These are also interesting because if you think about it, this is right before World War I started. World War I started like in 39, according to I think the history books. So this was 38. So there probably wasn't a 39 or 40 set, or you know, up until like 45 or 46 when the war ended. Jesse Matthews, Ivor Novello, Merle Oberon. Merle. Here's the guy I knew, Laurence Olivier. I've definitely heard of Laurence Olivier. And he was, I think, the 3rd most graded card in the set. Of course, I'm missing the other 2, and those are the 2 cards I'm missing in the set. And like I said, one of them was Kurloff. I forget who the other one was. Nancy Price. Elsie Randolph. Ralph Richardson, George Roby, Flora Robson, Pamela Stanley, Dame Marie Tempest. I wonder if a dame is also like, you know, the female equivalent of being knighted by the Queen. Ernest Thesiger, Dame Sybil Thorndale, another dame, and Tom Walls. Also, yeah, tell me below if you know about the whole dame and sir thing. Was I correct? Does that mean they've been knighted by the Queen? I'd love to know down below. So that was an update to the mail day. Look, I actually did my homework for once. I was a good boy. I think that means I get 3 gold stars. Anyway, I hope you guys like and subscribe. Hope you guys are enjoying my content, and we'll be back with another video soon. Thanks. Bye.